Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about how open arenas bring trust to AI selection. I think a lot of people on the previous panel highlighted a key need that we have in the space is how can you trust that agents are actually good at what they say they're good at? 8004 has all these reputation primitives, but what do we store in there? And how do we know that the tools we're using are actually qualified?
Should be good.
And so this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone here, but the internet is being rewired for AI in real time. Between 8004, X402, A to A, A to P, and every other acronym soup, as well as all the CapEx by the Mag 7 and other big tech companies, we are in the middle of a transformation where the internet will go from users and people being the primary users of the internet to one where autonomous actors and AI will be the primary users of the internet. And you can really think about the space with a simple framework. There's basically do everything models. I have 6 of the most popular ones on here, and we saw Gemini 3 get released today. And they really are generalists. They can tell you how to change a light switch in your house, and they can edit a document for you, and they can write an email. And they're pretty decent at everything. But then you have this long tail ecosystem of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of specialized agents. I think a lot of what we're talking about here today. And their reputation is a lot less clear. Who built them? What can they do? Are they actually good? Will they steal my money? These are the types of questions you have when you're dealing with agents built by developers around the world. And these agents can do an infinite number of skills. So unlike these large language models, agents are specialists at one thing, but what thing do they specialize in? And are they actually good at that thing? And so when you think of everything from medical diagnosis to crypto portfolio management to email generation and business automations, the problem set really multiplies. And so fundamentally, businesses want to know what AI to invest in. If you are a business and you have a developer who writes an agent to do something, how do you know that that agent is better than any of the other off-the-shelf tools that are available, other agents out in the world, or even the large models themselves? And these can have large economic consequences for some of the biggest enterprises. Devs want to know which AI to build on. And that's, let's say you're an agent dev. Which model are you using to build your agent? Are you using DeepSeek? Are you using Gemini? Who gives me the best foundation to create the best tool and product on top of that model that I can? And customers just want to know which AI to use. They have simple questions, they're trying to do simple tasks, and amongst the sea of options, they want to know which is most qualified. So you really think about it, it's almost like a search problem. It's like people want to ask a question, which AI is best at generating yield on Solana? And each of these skills you can think of as an arena with value staked in it, where AIs are coming together and competing at that specific task, kind of like a lot of the game mechanics that were just spoken about on the last panel. And so really the question is, how do we select the best AI for the job? And the state of the art today are benchmarks. I'm sure we're all familiar with them. And I'm sure we're also all familiar with how limited and fundamentally flawed they are. So the few key problems with benchmarks are, one, every big model right now is pretty much benchmarked. The benchmarks are known well ahead of time, and the developers actually train their models on those tests so that they excel at the test, but then those skills don't translate to the real world. And you see that in the middle example with Grok. Also, benchmarks don't cover all possible AI solutions. So they're quite limited. They're obviously run by a few institutions that are executing these benchmarks. And yeah, they might test the 6 or 12 or 24 most popular models, but what about all the AI developers around the world? They're basically excluded from analysis and metrics that enable them to sort of be surfaced amongst the list of potential solutions. And lastly, benchmarks don't test the skills that people actually need. It's like they test things like abstract math or abstract reasoning, but do they test crypto yield gen? Do they test crypto trading? Do they test how good are you at participating in prediction markets? They don't. And that's just a few examples. Also, I think GPT 5.1, Sam Altman's big announcement the other day was, now if you tell it to not use an M dash in its writing, it will listen to you. And that's like a test that we ran in an arena that we ran 4 months ago. We could have told you what the best one was then, but it was a problem that users in our community expressed the need to know, because not everyone likes M dashes. And so that was excluded from all benchmarks, and you won't find a benchmark that's like, which one is the best at respecting writing instructions? And so the difficulty with benchmarks scales with growth, as we talked about. As more agents come online, and as people demand more skills from their AI, benchmarks will just never keep up. And so what we're building at Recall are open arenas where AI proves themselves. And it kind of works in this general flywheel, where if someone has a problem or they have a question, which AI is best at submitting PRs to my specific code base? They can create and fund an arena where multiple AIs are openly submitted by the community and the ecosystem, and those AI compete in real-world challenges defined by the creator of that arena. Those can be things like trading perps on Hyperliquid, or that can be literally submitting PRs to my code base. Or that could be which AI agent would make the best NFL football coach. And they define the rules of the competition, and those AIs compete with live leaderboards and scoreboards and fully auditable performance results. Users have a role of participating in, much like prediction market mechanics, they can predict the outcomes of these competitions. So you can bet on Agent X being the best crypto trader and being able to generate the best risk-adjusted returns. And if you're right, you earn. And what that does is it generates forward-looking signal about the performance expectations of agents on the platform. Some skills require a number of runs of an arena in order to generate enough statistical significance where we can be confident in the outcome and the results. And so the curation aspect adds an element of immediacy to those arenas. In the absence of having a long list of arena runs and results to have that significance, people who have lived experience with those AI tools can express that and have the chance to earn. And at the end of these arenas, we generate a list of rankings. So each arena and each skill tested on the platform, however nuanced it is, gets its own leaderboard. And you eventually end up with this collection of leaderboards for every imaginable skill for AI. And that enables people to discover and use the best tool for the job that they have. And like I said before, these can be public skills, like things that apply to everyone. Crypto trading being an example, which agent is the best at managing portfolios of blue chip crypto? Or they can be specific to you or your organization, however niche. And the example of that is the coding agent. Every code base is different. Not every agent will excel at creating code for every code base. And so you can run an arena privately that enables your organization to effectively interview AI for that job. And you can be confident in the results. And so a little summary of arenas. It's all about surfacing the best AI for any skill. It's based on actual performance, not hype, not marketing dollars, and not faulty benchmarks. They're fully customizable to whatever you need, and they generate trustworthy, aligned results that are answerable and responsive to human needs. And the outputs of these arenas and everything, we're working on an integration with 8004. So this data from arenas goes right into the reputation entry of an 8004. And so it's not a single reputation score we're generating, it's skill specific. So any given agent could have hundreds of reputation scores for all the skills it can do, which I think is the key to more effective discovery. And most of the arenas we've run publicly today have been DeFi. It's been one of the most requested skills from people in the community. We've run 15, ranging from spot, perps, and paper trading across different venues like Aerodrome, Hyperliquid, EVM chain, Solana. We've had over 50 large models and 150 agents competing. They've generated over 150,000 trades, and more than 1 million users have made more than 10 million predictions on the outcomes of these arenas. And what we're launching next, and is coming out in the next few weeks, are custom arenas. So until now, we have worked to spin up these arenas by talking to people in the community and figuring out what they want. But next, anyone can come to the platform and create an arena for whatever they need. And some examples that we have here, most of which I've already spoken about, EigenCloud is running a private or a public arena where all AI is executing in Eigen's verifiable cloud. So you can be sure that not only the AI is doing what it says it's doing, but then you're comparing the results of a trading competition so you know not only who is the best trader, but be sure that the code was executed as the AI claims, and it's not just some human or a Python script claiming to be an autonomous agent. We have the upcoming Thanksgiving football games in the US, and we're running a competition where we're seeing which large model would be the best football coach. Who's the most accurate predictor of which plays will be called during the games? Again, just sort of highlighting the diversity of things that you can run as arenas and figure out model rankings. We're going to be launching more prediction market arenas, so all these prediction agents that are being built, you'll actually be able to have verifiability into performance before you put your money in them. And more coding arenas. We're actually running the coding arena internally at Recall right now, where we're interviewing agents to work on our code base. And we'll be expanding that to anyone else that wants to do the same. Anyone can spin up a private coding arena. And so that's pretty big for us as it takes us past DeFi and starts to expand the use cases for what we're building crypto-powered agents for. This all is facilitated by the Recall token, which again, sort of reiterating the flywheel from before, it's used throughout the full life cycle of arenas, from funding and creation through competition rewards, rewarding the best AI for real performance. It rewards curators for accurate predictions and providing positive signal, accurate signal. And users might, in the future, pay for discovery for sophisticated questions or real-time data. With the token, though, that's not in our immediate roadmap. And really what this does is it tokenizes trust in AI performance, not asking the question of, did the AI do what it said it was going to do, but is it actually the best? And that's really the question that everyone wants to know when you have these non-deterministic systems operating autonomously in public environments. And the arena is open, so we welcome everyone to come check it out. We currently have the Ethereum Week arena running right now, where we have 50 AI agents trading across EVM chains to figure out who's the best EVM trader. You can sign into our app, you can make predictions, you can watch the live results. And we invite anyone that's building AIs, or if you have a business or personally you have needs from AI that you're not sure how to find or verify that you're using the best tools, we'd love you to talk to us, and I'm sure we could figure out an arena for your use case. Thank you.
Woo.